Right, let's have a catch up. But before we do, I'm going to put you onto clamp. I've been getting back into making camera videos and it's reminded me of something. Most people spend way too much time thinking about gear and not enough time thinking about what actually makes their photos and videos any better. So let's get driving. A lot of people think that the next camera, next upgrade, the next bit of gear is the answer. But for most of us, it usually isn't. Now, here's 5 things that I think you should consider. Point number 1, you probably don't need a new camera. Most cameras are already good enough. Image quality is rarely the number 1 problem. People upgrade before they've really hit the limit of what they can do with their current camera. Point number 2, lens choice matters. A better lens will affect the results far more than any camera body will. It'll change the look, it'll change the flexibility, it'll sometimes just improve your confidence in what you're doing. I'd rather have a decent camera body but a specialist lens. It doesn't have to be an expensive lens. Like for example, if you're shooting portraits and pictures of your family and stuff, the zoom lenses are fantastic, very useful, very versatile. But if you can get a prime, if you can get what they used to call the nifty 50, just a budget 50mm camera lens with a 1-point aperture, it will make your photos pop way more than, you know, a new camera body ever would. Point 3, good light. You could have an outstanding camera with the most expensive lens, but if you take your pictures in bad lighting, and I don't mean studio lighting, I just mean bad lighting in general, they won't look as good as if you take a photo with your camera phone but in really good lighting. Lighting matters more than you would first think. Rather than taking that picture in the middle of the day when the sun's harsh, waiting towards the end of the day when it's a bit soft, it's got a bit more of a glow to it. Don't use the most convenient place to take the photo. Take the photo at the best source of good lighting. Honestly, get the lighting right, most of the gear doesn't really matter. Point 4, ease of use matters more than any spec sheet. Take it from me. Best camera, and you'll have heard this from other people, is the one that's in your pocket, the one that you use. You can have all sorts of fancy gear, but if it's tucked away in a camera bag and it's not convenient to use, it's absolutely pointless. Point number 5, actually shooting, taking pictures, taking videos matters more than what you're taking them on. Practice. People spend months and months watching gear reviews, looking at spec sheets, going through all sorts of different bits and pieces, rather than just getting out there and doing it. And all that time you could be spending practicing. You don't need the gear, you just need to be doing it. All that practice is worth so much more what a spec sheet tells you. So bonus point number 6, your setup should fit your real life. Now what I mean by that is, don't work on this setup for a fantasy life. I've got some studio lights, I've got light stands, I've got booming arms, I've got tons of different microphones, I've got all these things that I would like to use, but I've got no space to use them. I don't have a studio, I don't have an office, at the minute, I don't have those things. So get the gear that works for the life that you've got today, not the life that you want potentially in 6, 12, 18 months time. So coming back into this, I've realised the value of practicality. If I was going to start again, I'd spend less time looking at specs and looking at what everything does. I think a lot of people out there just need the permission to just stop overcomplicating it, stop worrying about all the latest and greatest, stop falling into the traps of what all the great YouTubers are telling you about how the Insta360 Luna's the greatest thing ever, but the DJI Pocket 4P is even more outstanding, and highlight roll-offs and blah 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 blah. It doesn't need to be that complicated, so don't overcomplicate it. So if I wasn't going to focus and obsess over specs, what would I focus on? Learn light, learn lighting. There's some great videos out there. I'll link below a few that I used to find my way, but yeah, learn about light. Choose the right lens for the job. The Nifty 50, fantastic choice. Can't recommend it enough if you shoot products, people. It's so versatile. Swiss Army knife of a lens is what people would call that. You can do all sorts with it. If you've got a kit lens right now, look into your camera brand's Nifty 50. They all do one. Viltrox make a really good one. It's only £89. I think I might have to try that at some point. Get the reps in. It's like going to the gym. Do you know what I mean? People don't get big unless they're going to the gym and getting the reps in. And Same with anything, same with your brain, same with this. Just get shooting, get taking photographs, just work with what you've got, but just get working at it, just get trying it, get taking pictures, get practicing, get the reps in. Make it easier. I've delayed making videos because I watch my favourite content creators with these fantastic setups and all these weird and wonderful stuff, and I think, well, I need to set all this up. You don't, because you'll never do it. It's been nearly 12 months since I put a video up. You've just got to do it, you know. You've got to make it frictionless. You've got to make it really easy, you know. This was still a bit hard. I've been waiting to make this for a couple of days because it was, well, I set the tilter suction cup on the windscreen, and I've got to put the cage back on the camera, and I've got to put the mic on, and it's taken a couple of days just to get this done. It needs to be frictionless, otherwise you will never do it. As you grow and as it starts getting better and as you find your feet, you can start introducing these extra steps if you want. But today, forget it all. Just do it. It's got to be easy. Got to be easy. That's the kind of stuff I want to make more of, rather than trying to follow the people that I've watched, like Peter McKinnon's, Peter Lindgren's, all those kind of people. I'm just going to try and make the stuff I want to make, which is going to be quick and easy. It's going to be unpolished. It's not going to be scripted particularly well. There might be some bullet points, but I'm going to try and make this about being simple. More practical advice, stuff that you can do for free or that you can try for free. More real world help for normal people that are it's just a hobby, it's a bit of fun. They don't want to sink thousands of pounds into something, or they don't have that money available, or they're just starting out. So if you've been overthinking gear as well, let me know in the comments below. What's the one thing you're stuck deciding on? And maybe I've already looked into it and deep dived it, and I can give you some pointers or some tips, or maybe I can make my next video about it. So thanks for joining again. More content, basic stuff, simple stuff coming up. Little channel, give us a like, give us a subscribe, all that lovely stuff, and I will speak to you again hopefully within the next 7 days. All right, have a good weekend.